Hello, and thanks for joining us for episode 6 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. Today, we're talking about school drop-offs and one local hero who saved the day. Now, I'm Jane Johnson, and with me today is veteran crash investigator and driver safety expert Mike Peel. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for joining us, and we're gonna have some fun and learn a lot.
Great. All right. And we also have social media expert and keeper of our enrichment observations, Natasha J. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Everyone got their cups?
Yes, we all got our cups up.
All right.
All right.
It's not good morning, America. It's good day, America from Drive Safe RideSafe.
Very good. Very good. Now, for those of you who have not listened to us before, we are known as the DriveSafeRideSafe Team, and we have offered dozens of real-life enrichment activities to thousands of students who are assigned to complete these tasks with their parents in order to pass our classes. Now, then after they finish their activity with their parent, they have to send us their written observations, and we are using their observations to help teach other people how to be better, smarter drivers too. Of course, however, I have to say, today we are going a little off track because we are going to listen to someone who sent in a story. Let's go right to Natasha to tell us about our first observation from someone who sent it in.
All right. Well, this is Ken from a sheriff's department in Ohio. He had a story to share about a fellow officer. The officer on duty of their school stopped a parent in the parent pickup line. They noticed there was a young child in the back seat with no car seat. He wouldn't let the woman leave until she had a loaner car seat. Not only did the officer borrow her a seat, but he didn't leave until the child was buckled properly.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. What do you say about that, Mike?
Well, thank you. You know what? First of all, thank you to all the officers and servicemen that are out there protecting us, because we all think it's a we're protected because of some evil, violent something. This is something that is very, very, very dangerous. When that seatbelt is not worn properly in a child, it's actually up on its neck. And in our cars, we have you have what you call a seatbelt pretensioner, that when that car crashes, it's an explosion that goes off inside the seatbelt and snaps the seatbelt tighter to bring you back into the seat to keep you from moving forward. And if you look where the seatbelt rides on these children, it will actually snap their neck. I mean, you cannot stop this thing. So, and this is just an uneducated parent that thinks that this is never going to happen to me, and we all think that, So, I mean, I just have some tips about this, and like, thank you for that officer, and hopefully. And look at what happens because he wrote this in. The thousands of people that are going to do this, that we are going to save some kids now before they get to Drive Safe, Ride Safe. That's what I like. Future business. So, anyway, in the driver's manual, it only has a little tiny section about child restraints, but it talks about the years children need to be in the back, rear-facing seats or front-facing seats, weight and whatever. I am here to tell you this as an expert in airbags and seatbelts and crashes, that it is so important that seatbelt never rides on your neck. It needs to ride on the shoulder, across the breastbone plate, and down under the hips. All right. And you need to adjust that. And then we need to be ready for the crash. Wouldn't it be great in life if we can say in 30 seconds, we're going to have a vicious crash? I want everybody to check your seatbelt, make sure it's worn properly. I want you to get snugged in the seat and get ready for your crash position. And that never happens. Matter of fact, 99.9.9, well, okay, let's just say 100%, we're never prepared for the crash. All right. And we need to get prepared for that. And the first thing is to put them kids in that car seat the right way. All right. So thank you to this officer. Second thing, for all of our students and parents out there, I gave my children, I have a son and two daughters, this task. I gave this task to my grandkids who are now grown up, 22, 24, that I want you to put, if you think about this, I'm a 16-year-old that just got my license and now I'm a nanny. Okay, I'm 17 years old, 18 years old, and I'm a nanny. And I have to put these kids, I call kids to swimming lessons and soccer lessons and baseball and t-ball. I want you to put them kids in their car seats. And then I want you to set a stopwatch. And I want you in a frantic motion that this car just bursted into flames. I want you to go get them kids out of them car seats. I want you to go get them because you got buckles here, you got buckles here, you got buckles here. And I said, how fast can you do it? And it's a drill we all should do. Do cars start on fire every day? No. Do cars start on fire? Yes. Do cars crash every day? Yes. And if you're in the crash, regardless, and you have to get these kids out of them car seats and out of that car, you have no time to be going, oh my gosh, how does this work? Or it doesn't work this way when I'm in a hurry. Think about it. The first time I had to take care of one of our grandbabies, because in my year, we didn't have car seats. It was my mom holding us against the seat with her arm, you know.
Right.
I mean, today there is no reason these kids need to be violently hurt because we misbuckle them, misput them in seats and whatever. So I'm just saying, get the kids in the seat right, and then do an emergency driveway image and see how fast you can get them out of that when they're properly buckled, because it's going to save someone's life someday. I guarantee it.
That's really good advice.
Yes. Well, and I have to say, Mike, the thing about the seatbelt, when you have to buckle it around your hip, I think is a very good thing to tell people as well. And I know that's even for adults. And I want you to know, not to be totally morbid, but my father was in a T-bone accident and his seatbelt was around his stomach, not there. And it ripped his kidneys. And that's how he died, because of it was a tear. It wasn't a cut. And so they, didn't realize how severe it was until it was too late. So it is true that if you put them in the wrong spot, it can kill you.
Yeah.
So, and then just let me just piggyback on that just for a second, because I know we have an audience listening, and that seatbelt is so important, properly worn. Everybody just grabs the belt and puts it on. And they're actually come out with new studies, and folks, I've been doing this for 40 years, teaching this same thing. It just makes sense. And so the government now is saying, because you women are smaller and not as, they're narrower and smaller, so the seatbelts aren't protecting them the way they do a male. And they're starting to talk about the abdominal injuries that come from a crash for the women. I'm just here to say this. When you buckle up, you take your shoulder harness and pull it up tight. And I want you to watch how your lap belt will slide off the belly button and slide down onto your hip bones. I don't care if you're a female. I don't care if you're a kid. I don't care if you're an adult. If you have a quite large stomach, you got to get that seatbelt underneath the stomach. These crashes are vicious. They're vicious. And you cannot have this seatbelt slamming into livers and kidneys and stomachs, and it's internal. But if it's worn properly, man, it'll do everything it can to save your life. So we actually need to do just a podcast on seatbelts. I think I just did it.